If you're over 60, listen closely because what you eat every day could be silently harming your prostate. Shocking new research reveals even your healthy breakfast fruit could be the hidden culprit behind frequent nights trips. Find out which ones before your next bite, as I exposes the top 5 offenders. Reaching your 60s and beyond should be a time of enjoyment, reflection, and well-deserved comfort. Yet for countless men, the simple act of eating can become a source of unexpected distress. What you consume daily, often with the best intentions for your health, could be quietly exacerbating a common and frustrating condition, prostate enlargement, medically known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Many men diligently incorporate more fruits into their diets, believing they are making universally beneficial choices, only to find that symptoms like frequent urination, a hesitant or weak urinary stream, difficulty fully emptying the bladder, or the disruptive need to wake multiple times each night persist or worsen. These aren't just minor inconveniences, they are signals from your body, specifically your prostate, indicating that something is amiss. Surprisingly, the very fruits perceived as pillars of health can be hidden culprits, silently fueling inflammation and mechanical pressure that aggravate an already sensitive gland. As a medical professional, I've witnessed this scenario unfold repeatedly with seniors who are genuinely trying to improve their health, unknowingly selecting fruits that counteract their efforts, leading to increased discomfort and diminished quality of life. The good news is profound relief and significant improvement are often achievable not through drastic medication alone, but through informed, natural dietary adjustments. Understanding which fruits can act as irritants and learning what to replace them with empowers you to soothe inflammation, reduce pressure, and support your prostate's health proactively. This knowledge transforms your plate from a potential source of aggravation into a powerful tool for comfort and well-being. The journey to a calmer prostate begins with awareness of specific dietary triggers. While fruits are undoubtedly packed with essential vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants, their biochemical makeup varies significantly. For a prostate gland already enlarged due to BPH, certain properties common in popular fruits, high sugar content, significant acidity, potent enzymes, diuretic effects, or specific compounds, can interact negatively. High sugar levels, primarily fructose, can contribute to systemic low-grade inflammation, a key driver in the progression of BPH. This inflammation isn't always acutely painful but creates a chronic state of irritation and swelling within the prostate tissue, further constricting the urethra and worsening urinary flow. Acidity, while refreshing to the palate, can directly irritate the delicate lining of the bladder and lower urinary tract, heightening sensations of urgency and frequency, making it feel like you constantly need to go even when the bladder isn't full. Furthermore, fruits high in water content, while excellent for general hydration, can overwhelm a bladder already compromised by prostate pressure, leading to increased urinary output and more frequent, disruptive trips to the bathroom, particularly problematic at night. Specific enzymes or plant compounds, beneficial in other contexts, might stimulate blood flow or interact with hormonal pathways in ways that inadvertently exacerbate prostate tissue growth or sensitivity in older men. Therefore, identifying and moderating or strategically replacing the fruits possessing these problematic characteristics becomes a crucial step in managing BPH symptoms effectively and reclaiming comfort. Consider the vibrant, tropical pineapple. Its sunny appearance and burst of sweet tangy flavor evoke paradise, making it a popular choice for those seeking a healthy, energizing treat. Men over 60 often add it to smoothies, fruit salads, or enjoy it fresh, believing they are boosting their vitamin C and enzyme intake. However, beneath its appealing exterior lie factors potentially troublesome for a sensitive prostate. Pineapple is exceptionally rich in natural sugars, primarily fructose. While natural, fructose is still processed by the body similarly to other sugars, and consistent high intake can significantly elevate inflammatory markers. For the prostate, nestled within a complex pelvic environment, this sustained inflammation can worsen existing enlargement, making the gland more swollen and rigid, thereby tightening its grip on the urethra and intensifying obstructive symptoms. Adding another layer of complexity is bromelain, the famed enzyme in pineapple known for its anti-inflammatory and digestive benefits in other scenarios. Paradoxically, For men with established BPH, bromelain's ability to increase blood circulation can be counterproductive. Enhanced blood flow to the pelvic region, while potentially beneficial for healing in some contexts, can actually deliver more inflammatory mediators directly to the already irritated and enlarged prostate tissue, essentially stoking the fire of existing inflammation rather than quenching it. This can transform minor urinary annoyances into significant daily hurdles. Furthermore, the inherent acidity of pineapple, responsible for its characteristic tang, poses a direct irritant to the bladder and urethral lining. This irritation can manifest as a burning sensation during urination, increased urgency, a sudden, compelling need to void, and a persistent feeling of incomplete bladder emptying, sensations that are profoundly disruptive to daily life and restful sleep. The cumulative effect of sugar-induced inflammation, enzyme-driven increased circulation, and direct acidic irritation makes pineapple a fruit to approach with caution if you experience BPH symptoms. Enjoying a small, occasional piece is unlikely to cause major harm, but regular or significant consumption could be silently undermining your comfort. If frequent nighttime awakenings or constant urinary urgency plague you, consider experimenting by eliminating pineapple for a few weeks and observing any changes in your symptoms. Gentler alternatives like blueberries, rich in anti-inflammatory anthocyanins, or ripe pears, lower in acid and sugar, can provide nutritional benefits without the same pro-inflammatory and irritant potential, potentially offering noticeable relief. Similarly, citrus fruits, oranges, grapefruits, lemons, limes, tangerines, long hailed as immune-boosting powerhouses due to their high vitamin C content, present a significant challenge for men managing an enlarged prostate. The morning ritual of orange juice or the refreshing zest of lemon in water seems inherently healthy, but the very high acidity that defines these fruits is problematic. This potent acidity, while stimulating to the taste buds, acts as a direct irritant to the urothelium, the specialized lining of the bladder and urethra. For a prostate already enlarged and placing pressure on these structures, this irritation is amplified. It triggers inflammation in the sensitive tissues, leading to heightened nerve sensitivity. The result is often a cascade of uncomfortable symptoms: dysuria, pain or burning during urination, increased urinary frequency, needing to go much more often, urgency, sudden, hard-to-ignore urges, and that frustrating sensation of the bladder not emptying completely, leaving a residual feeling of fullness that quickly builds again. This constant irritation and inflammation contribute significantly to the discomfort and disruption associated with BPH. Beyond the acid, the natural sugars in citrus, though often masked by the tartness, add another inflammatory burden. The combination of high acid and significant sugar creates a double whammy for the urinary system. Direct chemical irritation coupled with systemic inflammation fueled by sugar metabolism. Over time, daily consumption of citrus fruits or juices can accumulate, turning a seemingly healthy habit into a persistent source of aggravation for the prostate and bladder. It's important to clarify that the goal isn't necessarily complete elimination, especially if you derive pleasure or specific health benefits, like vitamin C, from these fruits. However, if urinary symptoms are a significant concern, it's highly advisable to critically evaluate your citrus intake. Pay close attention to how your body reacts after consuming citrus. Do symptoms flare up? Consider significantly reducing portions, perhaps half a grapefruit instead of a whole one, or diluting orange juice heavily with water. Better yet, explore less acidic fruit options that still offer valuable nutrients and antioxidants. Apples, with their beneficial quercetin, and pears remain excellent choices, as do berries like strawberries and raspberries, which provide vitamin C and powerful phytonutrients with far less acidic impact. Making this swap can allow inflamed tissues to calm down, potentially leading to a marked reduction in urinary urgency, frequency, and discomfort, paving the way for more restful nights and uninterrupted days. Moving to a seemingly gentler staple, the ubiquitous banana often finds its way into the diets of health-conscious seniors. Its convenience, soft texture, potassium content, crucial for heart health and muscle function, including the bladder muscle, and digestive fiber make it an apparently ideal choice. Many men over 60 consciously include bananas, believing they support overall cardiovascular and prostate health. While bananas do offer valuable nutrients, there are nuanced considerations for those with BPH. The high potassium content, generally beneficial, can influence fluid dynamics within the body. Potassium plays a key role in regulating sodium balance and fluid retention. For older men, whose kidney function may naturally decline with age, excessive potassium intake from multiple daily bananas can potentially disrupt this delicate balance. Instead of efficiently excreting excess fluid, the body might retain it, leading to edema, swelling. This fluid retention, particularly noticeable in the lower abdomen and pelvic region, increases pressure on the bladder and, crucially, the already enlarged prostate gland. This added pressure compounds the mechanical obstruction caused by BPH, making urination even more difficult and uncomfortable, contributing to that persistent feeling of incomplete emptying and increasing the urge to go more frequently. Additionally, bananas contain plant sterols, naturally occurring compounds that can subtly influence hormone metabolism. In significant quantities, these sterols might interfere with the intricate balance of hormones like testosterone and estrogen, which naturally shift as men age and play a role in prostate growth. Even minor hormonal fluctuations can potentially stimulate further prostate tissue growth or exacerbate inflammation in men predisposed to BPH. It's essential to emphasize that bananas are not inherently bad for the prostate. For many men, one banana a day is perfectly acceptable and provides valuable fiber and nutrients. The issue arises with excessive consumption, eating 2, 3, or more bananas daily, often under the mistaken belief that more is better. This overconsumption can tip the scales, leading to unwanted fluid retention and potential hormonal interactions that silently aggravate prostate symptoms. The key is mindful moderation. Enjoy a banana if you enjoy it, but be conscious of quantity. Pay attention to your body's signals. If you notice increased bloating or worsening urinary symptoms correlating with higher banana intake, scaling back could provide noticeable relief by reducing pelvic pressure. Balance is paramount. A single banana is unlikely to be problematic, but relying on them heavily might inadvertently work against your prostate comfort goals. The quintessential summer fruit, watermelon, embodies refreshment with its incredibly high water content, over 90%, and sweet, juicy flesh. It's often promoted as an excellent way to stay hydrated, especially appealing during warmer months or for seniors conscious of their fluid intake. However, this very hydrating quality presents a specific challenge for men grappling with BPH symptoms. The sheer volume of fluid delivered by even a modest serving of watermelon can rapidly fill the bladder. For a bladder whose outlet is already partially obstructed by an enlarged prostate, this sudden influx creates significant pressure. The bladder muscle, already working harder to overcome the prostatic obstruction, becomes overwhelmed. The result is heightened urgency, an intense, often uncontrollable need to urinate immediately, and increased frequency, meaning more trips to the bathroom both day and night. This is particularly disruptive during sleep, as the combination of the prostate's physical blockage and the bladder filling rapidly with watermelon-derived fluid leads to multiple awakenings, severely impacting sleep quality and overall energy levels. Beyond the immediate mechanical pressure, watermelon, despite its refreshing taste, contains a notable amount of natural sugars, primarily fructose and glucose. While less concentrated than some other fruits, the quantity consumed, since watermelon is often eaten in larger slices, can still contribute to systemic inflammation. This chronic low-grade inflammation is a recognized factor in the progression of BPH and the worsening of its symptoms. The inflammatory cascade can make the prostate tissue itself more swollen and sensitive, further constricting the urethra and irritating the bladder neck. Therefore, while watermelon provides hydration and beneficial compounds like lycopene, its diuretic effect and sugar content make it a fruit requiring careful management for men with symptomatic BPH. Complete avoidance isn't necessary, but strategic consumption is vital. Portion control is crucial, a small slice instead of a large wedge. Timing is equally important. Consuming watermelon earlier in the day allows the body more time to process the fluid before bedtime, reducing the likelihood of nocturia, nighttime urination. Pay close attention to how your body responds after eating it. If you notice a direct correlation between watermelon consumption and significantly increased urgency or nighttime awakenings, consider reducing the amount or frequency, or exploring alternative hydrating fruits with lower fluid volume and sugar impact, such as cantaloupe, in moderation, or strawberries. Listening to your body's response to watermelon can be key to minimizing its disruptive potential on your urinary comfort. Finally, the humble grape, enjoyed by the bunch for its sweet, juicy burst and convenience, also warrants scrutiny in the context of prostate health. Often perceived as a heart-healthy snack rich in antioxidants like resveratrol, grapes are a common fixture in fruit bowls and lunchboxes. However, their small size belies a potential cumulative impact that can be problematic for an enlarged prostate. The primary concern lies in their relatively high natural sugar content. It's remarkably easy to consume a large quantity of grapes quickly, leading to a significant intake of fructose and glucose. As established with other fruits, this sugar load can contribute to systemic inflammation, which directly fuels prostate tissue swelling and irritation associated with BPH. This inflammation exacerbates the mechanical obstruction of the urethra and heightens nerve sensitivity in the bladder and prostate, manifesting as worsened urgency, frequency, and discomfort. Beyond sugar, grapes contain tannins, polyphenolic compounds responsible for that slightly drying sensation in the mouth when eating certain varieties, particularly red or purple grapes with skins. Tannins are known bladder irritants. For individuals with sensitive bladders or conditions like interstitial cystitis, tannins are often major triggers. In men with BPH, where the bladder is already under stress from incomplete emptying and potential irritation from the enlarged prostate, tannins can further aggravate the bladder lining. This irritation translates directly into increased urinary urgency, a feeling of needing to go immediately, frequency, needing to go more often, and sometimes pelvic discomfort or pressure. The combination of inflammatory sugars and irritating tannins makes grapes, especially when consumed in larger quantities, a potential stealth aggravator of prostate symptoms. Their innocuous appearance makes it easy to overlook their impact, but the body often registers it through heightened urinary distress. Moderation is essential. Be mindful of portion sizes, a small handful rather than an entire bunch. Observe your symptoms after consumption. If you notice a pattern of increased urgency or discomfort following grape intake, it might be wise to reduce or eliminate them temporarily to assess the effect. Excellent alternatives exist in the berry family. Blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries offer potent antioxidants, often with lower sugar content per serving compared to grapes, and are generally lower in tannins, making them far gentler on the bladder and less likely to contribute to prostate inflammation. Choosing these over grapes can be a simple yet effective dietary adjustment supporting prostate comfort. Understanding these 5 fruits, pineapple, citrus, bananas, watermelon, and grapes, and their potential mechanisms for aggravating BPH provides a powerful foundation for taking control of your prostate health. However, knowledge is only the first step. The path forward involves mindful application and positive choices. Prostate health management isn't about deprivation or fostering fear around food. It's fundamentally about cultivating awareness, making strategic substitutions, and embracing an overall anti-inflammatory lifestyle. The goal is empowerment, recognizing that you possess significant agency over your comfort through daily dietary decisions. Start by observing your own body's unique responses. Keep a simple food and symptom diary for a week or 2, noting what fruits you consume and any changes in urinary frequency, urgency, nighttime awakenings, stream strength, or comfort levels. This personal data is invaluable, revealing your individual triggers far more accurately than generic lists. Armed with this insight, begin experimenting with substitutions. Replace higher sugar, higher acid, or high fluid volume fruits with gentler alternatives consistently linked to reduced inflammation and bladder comfort. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries are stellar choices, packed with antioxidants and typically lower in sugar and acidity. Pears and apples, especially peeled if you find skins irritating, offer fiber and beneficial compounds like quercetin with minimal bladder aggravation. Melons like cantaloupe or honeydew can be enjoyed in smaller, earlier day portions as alternatives to watermelon. Focus on incorporating a wide variety of colorful vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, like those from olive oil, avocados, nuts, and fatty fish rich in omega-3s, and whole grains. These foods form the bedrock of an anti-inflammatory diet, creating an internal environment less conducive to prostate swelling and irritation. Hydration remains crucial, but the timing of fluid intake becomes strategic. Ensure adequate hydration throughout the day, but consciously reduce fluid intake, particularly from beverages and high-water fruits, in the 2 to 3 hours leading up to bedtime to minimize nocturia. Remember, moderation is often the key even with gentler fruits. Portion control prevents overwhelming your system. Small, consistent changes are far more sustainable and effective than drastic, short-lived overhauls. Be patient with yourself and your body. It takes time for inflammation to subside and tissues to calm down. Consistency in your positive choices is what yields results. Reclaiming comfort and restoring peaceful nights is not merely a possibility. It's an achievable reality grounded in the choices you make each day. The journey towards better prostate health, illuminated by understanding how everyday foods like specific fruits can influence your well-being, is one of profound self-care and empowerment. You might feel surprised, even initially skeptical, that seemingly healthy choices like pineapple, oranges, bananas, watermelon, or grapes could play a role in your urinary discomfort or sleep disturbances. Yet, the intricate connections between diet, inflammation, fluid balance, and the sensitive physiology of the aging prostate are undeniable. An enlarged prostate doesn't require harsh measures. It thrives on calm, gentle support. By shifting away from fruits that introduce excessive sugar, acidity, fluid overload, or irritating compounds, and consciously choosing nourishing, anti-inflammatory alternatives, you actively create an internal environment conducive to healing and reduced irritation. This conscious approach extends beyond symptom management. It's about reclaiming your vitality. Imagine uninterrupted sleep, free from the jarring alarm of bladder urgency multiple times a night. Picture days where you can engage in activities, travel, or simply relax without the constant, nagging awareness of your next bathroom trip or the discomfort of an incomplete void. Visualize the confidence that comes from feeling in control of your body and your comfort. These are not distant dreams but tangible outcomes fostered by the dietary awareness you now possess. Start simply. Choose one fruit swap to implement this week, perhaps replacing your afternoon orange with a bowl of blueberries, or enjoying a smaller slice of watermelon at lunch instead of a large portion after dinner. Observe the subtle shifts. Notice if the relentless urgency lessens, if the nighttime trips become fewer, if the stream feels a bit stronger or more complete. Celebrate these small victories. They are the building blocks of significant change. Your body possesses an incredible capacity to respond positively to supportive care. Trust in its ability to find balance when provided with the right nourishment and freed from constant aggravation. Commit to this journey of mindful eating and attentive listening to your body's signals. You deserve the profound comfort, restorative sleep, and renewed sense of freedom that comes from a prostate no longer burdened by silent dietary aggravators. Take this knowledge, make those small, powerful shifts, and step confidently into a future of greater ease and well-being. Your body, and especially your prostate, will thank you profoundly.